This is a sonnet about travel and love and about the body's troubled relationship with the imagination, which both rules and overrules sleep. At first, the only thing on the speaker's mind is how worn out his body feels, weary with toil. Those are long, slow, tired opening syllables. The last four syllables of that opening line are fast ones. Haste me to my bed, as he tries to hurry his tired limbs, more slow syllables toward dear repose, a precious rest after a long, hard trip. Travel in line 2 was a pun on travail, meaning a painful, laborious task. In the Quarto, the first edition of this poem, the word was spelled travail, and in Elizabethan spelling you couldn't really tell the difference. So it links the word toil to the word journey here. But when the body begs to sleep, that exasperating mind decides it's time to insist on an extended journey, punning on jour, daytime, which the brain insists on pretending it still is, so it can pursue this zealous pilgrimage, this mental voyage of holy passion to the beloved. Abide is almost, but not quite, a bed. The speaker is in one place physically, but he can't rest because his mind is being worked up, agitated. That point is reinforced by the way the syntax that seemed resolved by the end of line 3 also gets roused up into a new intellectual tangle. It's not just a journey begins in my head, but now a journey in my head begins to work in and work on and work up my mind when body's work's expired. Expired there means not only that time is run out for physical tasks that day, but also breathing out, ex spiro, the sigh or yawn when you finally relax after a hard day. That in turn suggests the soul escaping the body in its last breath, as it was commonly thought to do. Yet that soul has a haunted afterlife. As Hamlet warns in his To Be or Not to Be soliloquy, you can quell the body, but the soul may remain caught up in a restless dream. That mind keeps the body staring into space, even though in that midnight darkness, the eye can't actually see anything more than a blind man could. It's a sightless view, but it's real to the soul's imaginary sight, which may be a deeper reality. Lines 9 to 12, with their dreamy swoon of overlapping sounds, evoke the way the mind receives the retinal imprint, like a little moon of light, even in total darkness, as the mind calls up the beloved's image, even though the beloved is nowhere in sight. How can you finally know what your brain thinks it sees from external reality? In the middle line of the closing couplet, limbs and night and mind not only echo key words from earlier in the sonnet, but revive the essential struggle over whether the exhausted limbs or the excited mind will control the speaker's night. The answering line of the couplet makes the word for work in at least 4 different ways. For the beloved's sake, because of yearning for her or him, the speaker finds no quiet. But he also permits no peace and quiet for that beloved either, because even though the beloved's actual body is presumably home in bed and comfortably asleep, for the sake of his passionate bedtime fantasy, he conjures her shadow or ghost in that ghastly night. They're in beds many miles apart, but they're still each disrupting the other's sleep. Day and night, restlessness and exhaustion, body and mind, the reality of the beloved and his thoughts about her, love has tangled all these things up in the speaker as badly as an insomniac's bedsheet. So this sonnet says, "You wear me out." But at the same time, it's a remarkably deep and sympathy-winning way of sending that postcard that says, "Wish you were here."